Good evening, everyone. This is Henry Gamble with SimplerOptions.com, and in tonight's free video, I wanted to look at some very basic technical analysis on SPY. So this, of course, being the ETF for the S&P 500, and some very basic indicators on it. So when I look at this chart, the first thing that you'll recognize is we're below the 200, 100, and 50-day moving averages. Obviously a very simple take on technicals, but it's showing us that we're in a bearish trend. Now, of course, Friday was a massive reversal. SPY was up almost 2.5%. Is this enough to shift the trend? And we've got a lot of very interesting things to talk about with this. The first thing that I want to look at is symmetry in price. Because we go back and look at these various rallies, there are several different ones that I'll look at. I consider these, which we're going to look at several here, and of course some have been surpassed, and I'm going to continue on with this idea. But what we're looking at is that if we're comparing all of these previous rallies, you're going to see a lot of confluence where they came in there at those previous highs, but eventually were able to push up through them. I'm kind of building a story here that we'll follow with into the end of the video, but we go at all these previous major swings, and you see that they have all essentially been cleared. There's one last one I'm going to look at here. We can see right where the SPY ended on that on the day. So that's really the last level that we'll be able to vouch for. S&P futures right now are down a bit, but assuming they open positive on Friday, you'll be able to clear that resistance. Well, what's the next thing you look at to start looking for areas that this might decline? This is where taking the first one I'll look at is our fib rate, or our fib retracement, because I want to measure the 618 of this move, and then start looking at timing. And all this is suggesting here is that if the index has seen previously that we rally for a given number of days, here it's been right around 10 or 11, that we could do exactly the same thing. So in my mind, what I'm curious about is, having cleared the first bit of that bearish symmetry, can we go on into the 618 retracement and then possibly also see that correlate with time? You know, it's hard to say because, of course, we've got so many earnings this week, but basically what this work suggests is that if we look at these previous swing lows to swing highs, that if we're going to see a failure, it would make sense for it to come in right in the middle of the week. So let Monday get opened, let's see what type of results we get from Google earnings, and then I'm going to be giving a lot of thought to failure in the middle of the week, right here around 197.73. Obviously, anything can happen, and we take this analysis a step at a time, but as you start to clear symmetry, we look a little more for the 618, and comparing that to the rallies that we've seen in time, I think we'd see some strength into the middle of the week, and then we will take it from there. So I hope that helps, gives you guys a couple different things to look at as you get your week started, and we will see you at the next free video.